Hi, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here. We are on a flapjack finish it up, right? This is when we finish up the flapjacks. I have got my borders on, both borders. I did a 1-inch inner border and then a 5-inch outer border. So that is how I ended up with this one, which is a really nice size. I love it. I think it's just awesome. I'm going to go ahead and use the my Harmony black for the backing. So here it is, and I will get this ready to send to the spa. Plus I want to get the quilt, the crumb quilt, you know, the borders on and the backing ready so that maybe Monday or Tuesday I can send a few things over to the spa. And I know things are coming back. I've got lots of binding to do. So what else is going on? Guess what? I found the aqua block. Remember the block I said I couldn't find yesterday and looked everywhere? Here it is. So what happened was I was sitting in my chair late in the evening. You know, the video is already loaded, the video is done, it's up on YouTube waiting for the next morning, and I'm sitting in my chair and I'm looking at the design wall because whatever I had up there, and I glanced to the left. And here's a picture because it was right on the wall, hidden in plain view. Plain view. Several of you have left, many of you have left comments or emailed me because you spotted it on the wall. I'm like, why didn't I even think to look there? I don't know. That's the way it works sometimes, doesn't it? You just look everywhere but the obvious place. Got to scan all of the surfaces because, you know, sometimes I pin them on the quilts. Like I have Norm pinned up on the quilt there. I pin things on the quilt, and that's also a place I have to remember to look. So in honor of finding it, I got out squares. I made a bunch up of twosies, you know, just sewing 2, started sewing 4s to, you know, 2 to 2 to get the 4. I did a second block, so now I have 2 of them. There we go. So I have 2 blocks in progress. Now the other thing I need to do on this, in order to make it most efficient for me, because I know how I work and I know what's going on, is that I keep this little basket to the right of my Solaris. So here's a Baby Lock Solaris, and just on the right I have this basket, I have my pin bowl, and I have a bowl for strings and things. This needs to be cleaned out so that I can actually put these squares in it, because what I like to do is stack whatever these are that I'm working on, whatever sort of colorway. So I need stacks of aqua and cream in here so I can just pull them out of the basket and use it. This becomes a catch-all when I'm not working on that type of project. And so right now I have like my walking foot in here and a wrap that, you know, why is this in here? A thread. It should go with all the other threads. There's actually like 20 spools of thread just in the table here. So I digress, but that needs to be done. Okay, my string bean block. Here I did the parrots. So I did now cut a parrot for each row. So I'm doing the 6 by 5 row. So it's like 6 across, 5 down, and it's kind of a square quilt then. So I have a parrot for each of the rows. So that'll be nice to sort of sprinkle them around. You see, this is Tulip Pink fabric. So there you see the leopard or whatever he is, whatever cat he is on there. That is, I'm happy. I'm happy. They're going along really well. I have the basket here in the Sloan zone. So in the top is one of the baskets. These come from, these were gifts to me, but they come from the Dollar Tree and they fit in there nice. So I can just pick this thing up, take it over to the cutting and work on it. All right, now on the purple crumb, I did work on the borders, which I'll be finishing up this weekend. So here, let's take a look. Finishing up all those long strips is so satisfying. They're not hooked onto the center yet, but I took them and laid 2 of them on the next to the quilt, a length and a width, and then saw how they fit. And each time I had about 3/4 of them done, and so I just kind of use my fingers to see like how many more did I need, and I thought I needed about 6 more, so I added 6 more and had to add 1 more after that. Then once I had a top, I could sew the same number of them for the bottom. Once I had one side, I sewed the same number for the other side. And now I can attach them and then take the purple and add another strip along there. So let me just show you up close. I was afraid it was going to feel too chunky because they're not scrappy. They're just, you know, 2.5-inch squares, but I am really happy. I think it's going to look really good. The outer purple, I don't know, I'm going to audition maybe a 3-inch. I wanted to kind of have a nice frame, sort of mimicking how thick this is here. And I believe those were all cut like 7 1/4 half square triangles. I'm really happy that that worked out because I was a bit iffy. I was thinking they really just looked too chunky, but it's going to work out really, really good. Then I found out well, I found them. It looks like I already cut the strips for the next border on it, so I may just go with this. I was thinking making it wider. So I think I'm going to put these on the wall and decide, but I probably will just go ahead because they're cut. They're already ready. We're just going to go for it and have it done. All right, let's do a mail call. Mail call. First is from Carol in Washington. So she sent me, look at the fabric. Yeah, this is a little bit older. It was from Cotton and Steel. There was the rest for those of you who might want to go on the hunt, but that is so cool. It's like a quilt block. I love it. Thank you. And then Kay in New Mexico sent me a beautiful note, just a really long, lovely note, and a bunch of salvages. And these have all different types of edges. You know, I'm not going to go through all of these all the time, but I just thought I'd give you a peek at some of them. The dots and the wording are what is important, and also I need at least 1/4 inch of color so that I have some color to go with it. Look, there's a jackrabbit on that one. So these are cool. Good vibes. That's my friend Krista Watson. So these are really nice. Thank you so much, Kay. Okay. A couple of you asked, well, where, because I was showing you where I stored the 2-inch squares. Where do I store the salvages? They're up here in these boxes. 3 of them, and then I have 1 other box of them. So I am getting ready soon to try, soon meaning maybe May, maybe April, to try a block or to do a test block of what I want to do and see how the salvages work, because mostly I will be using the dots and the wording and very little to no salvage that's just white. So that way, you know, it does take a lot of them to make any size quilt. So this is so fantastic to have all of you have sent them to me. Okay, 2 things. We're going to do a orange tour of quilts, so let's do that. You are going to be inspired by orange after this. If you don't go out and make an orange quilt, I don't know what's wrong with you. So here we first have this orange quilt by Janice, which is like a shadow box effect with a whole lot of different fabrics that have a similar range and tone to them. Next up is a gorgeous fall quilt from Robin. She's got, looks like a panel of leaves that she used into the border and lots of orange. She said her school colors have orange in it, so she does have a lot of orange, including clothing. The next one is by Sandra, and it looks like a panel. I think this is a pattern where you cut the panel up and you shift it. And she said this is a little out of her comfort zone, but it was a gift for a friend. Kathy did our fall frolic in orange and fall colors. This is so gorgeous. Another Kathy did a little challenge quilt. This is fairly small. I think it was 12 by 12 challenge, and she had orange in the print, but also added this ribbon to give a look of a slinky going down the steps. This is so fabulous. I don't know if any of you have ever done challenges, but they really make you sort of think a little differently about things. Marilyn took the panel, I think that's the National Park panel, and it is, and then she did a lot of orange and round for the border with a whole lot of different borders. That's spectacular. Okay, I told you are going to want to make orange after watching all of these. Sharon's quilt is just so incredible. A lot of white space as well. She's got log cabins and stars, kind of star within a star there. I like those angled stars as they go along the side, and then the little flying geese. Okay, Anna, I'm just going to come and take this quilt from you. I'm sorry, you can't have it anymore. This is so fantastic. I just love it. The dark orange going out to the yellow and the grays. Now, Oh My Stars. Martha took orange to a new level with the Oh My Stars and bright pops of yellow in there. Judy's quilt is this a Storm at Sea? Some of you can tell me in the comments, but I just love it. It looks a lot like batik fabrics. John's pattern has oranges with some pops of purple and black. I believe he said that was from a magazine. Brenda did the socialites with gray and orange, and it looks like they're probably mostly solids in there with a few prints. It's just spectacular. I like how the orange is really pulled out mostly for the star points. Judy's is a Bargello variation. She said it was done, there was a pattern, I forget the name of it. You can go look in the photo section and find her quilt. But she said her group did it together, so that is a very cool one. Carol Ann's stars are done with a kaleidoscope kind of method or a one block wonder kind of method. They are really pop off of that orange background. Mary Ann's stars, I believe, were from a Carol Doak book. She has the orange sort of like just sparkles right out of the middle of that thing, and then those purpley colors, and there's like 2 shades of purples and looks like a purpley blue. All right, lots of orange for Linda. Hey Linda, this is just spectacular. Look at those. I'm just floored. They're just so gorgeous. Denise took orange for the background for her Lone Star. That is an awesome quilt. Cindy's got sort of a, like, oh, what are they called? I was going to call it an Irish chain. I don't think that's what the name is, but it is so cool. It's got lots and lots of different fabrics in it. All right, Chris did my tulip quilt. She did one of the blocks with all different orange fabrics. Orange tulips, the best. And then Linda here has a kind of a medallion sort of style with a lot of orange and gray. So the orange and gray work really well together. That's what the one I showed you of mine had. Another really super fabulous quilt here by Mary. And they sort of sparkle also. I think that orange with those sort of black triangles going around them, that looks really cool. And this is looks like they're all the same fabrics, like each block has the same fabrics. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up 2 more here. I've got one from Karen, which is the blocks from the Fall Frolic. I believe that's what they all are. There could be a few others in there, and they look so cool. Oranges into yellows. And then we'll end up with this super spectacular quilt by Tammy. Oh my goodness, I hope you won an award for that, because I can see it's hanging in a show. Just absolutely stunning. Look at that. Look at all the colors going with her orange. Just wow. Those orange quilts are amazing. I think you all really stepped up and showed that you can use orange in ways that are not just sports quilts or Halloween or fall quilts. I mean, there are obviously a lot of fall quilts, but there's orange being used in so many other ways. I think it was massively inspirational, and I appreciate so much that a large group of you took the time to share your work. That really helps our community bond together, because when you go out there, if you see something you like, leave the person a comment. Don't just hit the like. Tell them that you like it. Even if 20, 30, 800 other people said they liked it, you do the same. It is amazing and very fulfilling to share your work and have people respond to it. And that's why I do these shares, because it gives you a way to participate in the group, because you've made quilts, so you have something that will fit into all of these categories at some point in time. All right, we'll wrap up with the star quilt for Crane fundraiser. You have also once again just stepped up to the plate, my friends, my quilt friends. Just incredible. We've gone over $100,000 in donations for UNICEF to help the children of Ukraine. And this money is used just for the Ukraine funding that they do and the work that they are doing. I do have one picture here I want to show you of a hospital in Ukraine right now that's in the basement of something that they're in the capital. And this is the type of work that your money is going to help with, besides helping with the children coming across into the other countries as refugees. So we're still making blocks. I want to give a shout out to a couple people. One is Trish, who wrote me that she is part of the Argentina Patchwork Association, and they are this weekend sewing star blocks for Ukraine, and that is so fantastic. And I'm hearing that there are quilt shops that are doing the same, including A&A White Sewing in Holiday, Florida. Hi friends, are all sewing as well, and it's just awesome. One lady told me that they're going to make the full quilt, and they're going to auction it in her town. There's a large Ukrainian population that has been there a while, and they're going to do a fundraiser with the quilt. So that is also super cool. So just thank you for joining me. I felt like I had to do something, and I'm happy that so many others were looking for a way to participate, and this spoke to you. So okay, my friends, time to finish up your flapjack, get the border on, get it ready to quilt. That is the next step, because we've got to wrap that one up because we've got other ones to do. So I'm Pat Sloan. I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.